So, this last section is how I want you to present your work. So the information that you need to cover is the introduction. So watch my first video. You can have it playing as you type in, you can re-watch it to make sure that you're really explaining the kind of context, the kind of equipment, his setup, his camera, all of the details that you don't want to repeat here. So don't repeat the same thing. Don't be like, he uses a Deardorff 8x10 camera every time. Get that into your introduction so that you don't repeat it across the 6. And then the 6 images with bullet point analysis, you work through these details. So you're explaining there ideas specific to that image, not generally, not overall. And then last, you look at 2 in depth. One of them we've done together, so one of them has to be Boyd Fortin, the snake skinner. Also, you get to choose the other one as long as you're giving as much detail as you can for each of these sections, and make sure that you use a quote from the foreword to In the American West. So, because we're doing A and B week and this is not the same as it would normally be, I've got you guys to use a template instead. So in that A1 folder, you can find this template. What I'd like you guys to do is download it into Microsoft Word and input your own information there. Now, unfortunately, I've updated my computer and it now no longer likes the version of Word that I've got, so I can't go into that. But you guys make sure that you do. And then this is actually an A3 page. So this specifies the kind of size and amount that I want you guys to write. So I want a really good paragraph here in a font of this kind of size. So I want it to be size 11. I don't want any massive text to try and take up more space. Then choose your 6 that you want to do bullet point analysis for. So remember, each time you're looking at a specific image, so you need the full title so that you've got more clues about that character to get good meaning, and then write about each of these points specific to that image. No duplicate information, because I'm not after you writing the same thing and over. It's about this one image alone. Then there's a whole section underneath that would take up a whole page for 2 in-depths. So one of them's definitely Boyd the snake skinner that we've already looked through and we've already analysed together. So watch my second video for that one and make sure that you're pausing it and you're getting all of that good information across. Remember I said that I wanted you to include a quote? Make sure that you follow that link and it will actually take you to the foreword, so the information that Richard AVEDON wrote about this series. And remember, there's that really key idea of a photograph being a truth, of a photograph being an accurate picture of the world, when we know that Richard AVEDON's actually had real intention behind that work, and he's got a very specific point that he wants to get across because he has all the control. So make sure you use a quote from in there, and the website within the template here will take you to that. Also, the second in-depth is your own choice. Make sure that you feel confident talking about it, so choose one that you're most interested in, that you can say a lot about. And make sure here, this is a good link because that tells you a lot of the titles, but when you are researching, so say we go Richard AVEDON, make sure you're searching in the American West. I don't want any fashion photography images here. I don't want any of Elizabeth Taylor or famous people. I want them specifically from In the American West series. So it's got to be these people, and you've got to find the story. And it's all about looking closer. So a good example here is this woman actually looks like she's got lots of money, but when you look closely, they're $1 bills. So that is not a lot of money, but it's been organised in a way that it looks like it is. So there's multiple meanings there. So you've got to look really closely, and you've got to really examine the different stories and the qualities and what he's chosen to show about those people. And remember, there's that kind of duality as well. Is he exploiting these people? Is he showing a real story? Is he celebrating them? Or is he using them for his own gain? Because Richard AVEDON upset a lot of people because he's not actually from the American West. And it's this idea that he's spoiling the idea of the great American dream. and he's showing you all of these people that normally you wouldn't think twice about. So it could be like a homeless man in the street. He's actually chosen to shine a light on those people and really present the world with those people and how they exist and the part that they play in America. So at the end, there's some different examples of sketchbook layout. So I'm not expecting you guys to cut all of these things up and represent them, because we don't actually have the same kind of access to facilities that we would have had last year. So you'll see that this template is actually A3. So you should work really hard that your text should fill this template. I will tell you in class the article to print out and we'll find that together. But look here at the information that these people have written. So they're looking specifically about these characters and they're noticing things specifically about that image. So there's no duplicate information there. And their in-depths are like a good body of work there that really get into those images and really tell me lots of detail. I'm happy for you guys to handwrite this as long as you're still including the same amount of information. So look here, this double page spread, both A3, all of that writing really fills that page. So you shouldn't be writing less, you should be writing an equal amount and it should fill 2 A3 pages. So that's what I'm after for you guys. Introduction, 6 images with bullet points, 2 images in depth. Make sure you use a quote and be very careful that you're actually selecting ones from the In the American West series so that you understand this idea of darkroom editing a bit better. I've put this video on Canvas so that you guys can watch it in full and you can hear it with sound as well. So make sure that you give this your absolute best shot, because this will be one of the first pieces of research that I grade so that you know how well you are doing this and what sort of working grade you're getting for A-level standard.